Hello, everybody. Blakestone podcast here. I'm looking like crap because, well, I just really last minute decided to do this pod um out here in the gazebo again. So I only have like an hour. So let's just get this show on the road. I think I got a spider on me. Oh, what to talk about? What to talk about? I guess I'll talk about my day. I went down. I had to take my car to my mechanic and leave it with him. And man, his fucking area has gotten so bad. It's only like 5 miles away from where I grew up, if that. Maybe less. But it's just there's so many criminal dirtbags out there now. Like, I'm not just profiling people. There's people tweaking out all over the place. Um, And whatever. I kind of come from this element, right? Like, my area has always been kind of hood, the area I grew up in, and it's only gotten worse. I don't really mind the atmosphere as much as some of the people seem dangerous. Um, and so, and it was pretty much a ghetto the whole way home. I take I get on the bus near my mechanic shop, and I go from there to where I live now. And yeah, it was just bad. It was so the buses were crowded, and I'm trying to remember what it was like getting on that bus down it. It was mostly okay on that bus down on Powell, but I at one point, so I get off the bus, I have to get on another bus. And so this fucking bus driver, so I stand to the side. I let everybody on the bus go, or everybody getting on the bus go. I don't need to be first. I'm not a child. You go ahead. I'll wait. Most of these people were much older than me, and some of them were kind of slow and disabled. So let them go. And so I come up to get on the bus, and the driver shuts the door in my face. And I kind of like push the door and like, fuck. And then he opens it, and I go, what was that? He goes, I don't know. What was it? Like, this fucking bus driver is a piece of shit. And I was like, oh, I don't know. Looks like he shut the door in my face. And so I'm trying to get him in trouble. Hopefully, get him fired for being such a piece of shit to me. And then I get on this bus, and someone's blasting hip hop in the back of the bus, and it goes for at least 5 minutes, right? Finally, the bus driver's like, you're gonna have to turn off the music. And I was like, oh god. And so I moved from the back door of the bus up to the front because this is where this asshole was sitting. And I didn't want to be in between him and the bus driver if they had a throwdown. So I move, and I'm sitting up at the front. I think the people up at the front were telling on the guy in the back. Um, there was this kid up front. He looked like he was probably in high school. Like, maybe. It's hard for me to tell. I'm 37 now, so everyone that's below the age of like 25 looks like they're 16 to me these days. But he looked young and fragile, and I mean, just like a soft kid. Not a not a fighter. We'll say didn't look like a fighter. And so eventually, this asshole in the back of the bus shuts off his hip hop. Um, and when he goes to leave the bus later, he's walking by this kid, and he feints him. Acts like he's gonna punch him, and this kid jumps back in the seat, and the guy's saying some shit to him. I don't remember all the shit he said to him, but you beat your ass kind of talk. And he gets off the bus, and I say to this kid, I was like, "You're not wrong for telling him to turn off his music and everything." And I don't remember if this kid said anything else to the guy while he was getting off the bus, but I told the kid, you can't, like, you got to be careful. You can't be talking to people like that. It's not 1995 anymore. Like, it's not safe out here. And he's like, I'm glad you told me. And I was like, huh? Like, glad you told me. And I couldn't tell if he was kidding or not. I couldn't tell if he was being a smartass to me or not. Because, like, you can't, like, if you want to say something to somebody here, almost no matter what it is, you have to be down for a fight. Um, because just we become a magnet for unhinged retards and psychopaths, um, and criminals from all over the place. It doesn't matter if they're American or not. Oregon seems to be a magnet for a lot of rugged, dangerous, violent drug dealers and assholes. And I think that this guy that wanted to beat up on this kid, uh, I think he fit all those categories. And then some other assholes get on the bus and says something about uh, food stamps to the front of the bus. I don't know if he was talking to me, but I don't fucking know. I don't know who the fuck he was talking to, but I wanted to be like, you're riding the bus, man. Like, I'm here because my car's in the shop. Like, don't talk to me about food stamps. Um, so it's just like that bus. I used to ride that bus pretty regularly to go to the mall, go to the theater, all sorts of things. And it was bad back then, but it's so much worse now. Like, and the bus drivers are pieces of shit too. I'll give the bus driver credit for getting on that guy's case, telling him to turn off his music, but like he had no right shutting the door in my face. Like that was uncalled for. I think he assumed one of two things or both. Maybe he assumed I'm some kind of gangster because I'm wearing like all red, right? Um, and I got red shorts on too. And I'm not a blood. I didn't think I just like red, and this is they're we didn't have to worry about crime gangs around here before. So, yeah, that, and I think he he assumed I was trying to sneak onto the bus because I waited patiently for everybody else to enter the bus. I really wasn't standing in line. Um, so I don't know what this bus driver's fucking problem was, but I got his picture, so I'll make sure to spread that around. But god damn, what fucking what's wrong with the city? Like, why are so many pieces of shit here now? Like, I mean, you got to be a real idiot to think that this is a good place to be from the start. Like, it's different if you're from here and you got trapped, but why anyone would move to Oregon? I don't get it. Like, I'm sure there's places that are worse than here. Um, like, I like to compare it to this. Like, losing your finger is better than losing your arm. But you prefer to not do either, right? So if you're going to move somewhere, why would you choose one of the worst places in the whole country to move and then say, well, it's better than where I'm from? Instead of moving, just move to someplace better. Because it's not cheap. It's not cheap, right? Like, you, you're going to spend so much goddamn money living here compared to some of the other parts of the country that are safe and have decent quality of life, and they don't have people trying to run you off the road constantly, and just everybody from everywhere else that's a big piece of shit ends up moving. It's like you want to live someplace that's not getting a lot of attention. And we didn't used to be one of the big crappy cities here, right? Like in the United States, like we used to be different than everyone else, and then everyone moved here, and then we turned into a piece of crap city. And then people say, well, it's better than where I'm from. And I go, well, I'm sorry. We weren't associated before. Like, Portland was not associated with the other crappy cities in the country. And now we've been transformed into a dump. Like, so many cities in the country. I can't take it anymore, man. Can't take it. Oh, I wasn't armed today either. Usually I'm carrying a gun, but today I wasn't, and there's just drama popping off all around me, and I'm just like not comfortable at all. Like, fuck. I felt bad for that kid, man. He needs someone with him. Like he didn't seem like retarded or anything like that, but he seemed just a little bit on the spectrum. must be new here, must be on vacation. Like, it's not safe. It's not safe here. And you can run your mouth all you want, but you have to be ready for someone to throw down or shoot at you. Um, I'm armed, so I try not to run my mouth at all. Because if you run your mouth and you're carrying a gun and you shoot somebody, like what's the point of getting your CCW if you're getting thrown in prison for picking fights? You know, you might as well not get your CCW. Save yourself the time. Um, so the political debate happened this a few days ago, and man, that was a load of bullshit. So I'll be honest, I was really stoned when I watched that fucking debate. So it's a little blurry, but um, it really seemed like they did all this fact checking on Trump and didn't do anything to Kamala. And I've seen the videos on the internet of people fact checking Kamala and calling her out on her lies. But the people running the debate didn't do any of that to Kamala. They didn't hold her accountable for anything she said. And look at the internet. So Trump said that Haitian immigrants are eating cats and dogs, and there's not a lot of solid evidence to support this. Now, I will say this: people have been killing cats in Portland for uh, years and years. At least, I don't know, like bare minimum 5 years, maybe 10, right? So people killing pets it's not new. Now, is there a cultural angle to that? I don't know. Sometimes in some cultures you have animal sacrifices and shit like that. I don't know. I'm not going to speak out of turn. But it's been happening here for a long time. And the city council, I can't remember where it was, Ohio. The city council was like, no, there's no one doing that here. But it's like, how are you going to know if no one reports it? I don't know. Like, I don't know what to believe anymore. I'm still voting Trump because most of what he said at that debate was on topic, most of it. And Kamala doesn't address any of the fucking problems going on in this country. She just smiles up there at the stage, and there's no reason to smile right now. Like, this is a terrible country right now. And it wasn't when Trump was president. I mean, it was not a good country, but it was night and day compared to the problem we have now. And people want to blame every other country in the world, and they want to blame COVID. It's how the Democrats handled COVID that fucked up our country in a big way. And then them not knowing what to do with economy, what to do with tariffs, right? So they just don't, the Democrats don't have a proper response to the problems that they caused. And they're like, we're going to fix everything. But everything they're talking about fixing is shit that they caused. It's problems that cropped up during their presidency that they sat around and did nothing about. And now that they're up for re-election, they're like, oh, we'll undo the mess we've created. Well, you already fucked the dog once, or ate the dog once. I'm not gonna vote for you. You failed. You failed the test. So no, I won't vote for you again. You've proven you can't do anything right. Um, Most of what Trump said, I think, is on point and is addressing the problems facing this country. Um, we need to tighten up the border. We need to make sure people are normal before we let them in. We can't be letting bad guys in. Um, it really seems like we're just letting tons and tons and tons of unchecked people into the country. Uh, and let's keep it real. Like, there's only so much food to go around. Um, Population is a problem. Like, is there no, like, hey, let's not let too many people in because everything will get crowded kind of? Is anyone thinking that? Like, I don't know. Like, I don't think that the United States needs more financial burden, and they're giving up a lot of cash to these guys that are moving here. I can't get a dime. If I ask for money from the state, they're not going to give me anything. But I have it on. There's a lot of believable sources that say that there's a lot of people getting a lot of money from the state that just moved here, and if they're getting money, so should plenty of other Americans that are struggling. I don't know. And aren't we already in the hole? Like, why would we invite more financial bullshit? You know, like I don't get it. Like I don't get it. But now Twitter's on fire about eating the cats and dogs, and they're laughing at Trump, and I don't know how to feel about it because I don't know if it's a true story. But on the other hand, a lot of Democrats just don't pay attention to politics. They don't pay attention to, um, they don't pay attention to the issues facing this country. They just blindly vote for the left because that's the side they align with emotionally or something. But it's not about anything of substance. It's just about their feelings. And look, I don't like Trump, but unfortunately, he's better than the Democrats. It's the Democrats' fault for being terrible at their job. That's why some people now want to vote for Trump. If they don't want people to vote for Trump, they need to be better than Trump. And I didn't know that it was possible for anyone to be worse than Trump. But Biden and Kamala have found a way. And I'm a lefty. I'm a liberal. But these Democrats can't do their job. They're terrible. All the worst states in the country are blue states. Like, all of them. Like, don't get me wrong. I want to be able to smoke weed and I want to be left alone. In a lot of red states, you can't do that. But I want to also be able to defend myself as well. If someone's trying to kill me, I need to be able to kill them back first. It's not something I want to do. But we have so many nutcases around here, I worry about defending myself. And I worry about going to prison for having to go all the way to defend myself. Right? But the other side of the coin is, though, some of these red states are extreme. And if you walk into the wrong driveway, you could end up dead. And the homeowner can just be like, well, I was afraid for my life. And they'll get off the hook. So how the fuck do we find moderacy here? How do we do that? Like, we can't find something in the middle. And I thought Trump handled abortion very poorly. Saying, that they're aborting they're killing, they're just pulling the babies out and leaving them to die on the table. Like, I don't know that there's any evidence to support any of that. So, and I often think Trump aligns with Christians with certain things. And when Christians talk about abortion, they're not concerned with facts. It's a religious matter to them. Not a political matter. I mean, not a matter of fact. It's about their religious beliefs, and I don't think that religious beliefs belong anywhere in politics, especially because things can get medieval. So I don't know. I think it looks bad because I think things could be turning against Trump now because of that dogs and cats comment. I saw the video where someone was saying that they were grabbing up ducks. There is a video online where they talk about the whole thing and why that statement even happened. It's kind of hard to find, but I don't think Democrats are viewing it. They're just laughing at what Trump said, and they're like, oh my God, he's so terrible. But it's like, it's not all black and white, right? And I'm still voting for him just because the Democrats suck. Like, if they stop sucking, I will vote for them. But they've proven they just can't. They can't handle economic things. They can't handle the border. They've proven they don't know what they're doing. So, fuck them. Um, and you can watch me watch that debate. I uploaded a video. I kind of backed out like 30 minutes before the debate ended because I was getting real high. And the debate just didn't leave me any room to talk. So, and I wanted to watch it live and be here with you guys. Um, but it just, it just wasn't working. I had no room to talk. Um, Man, I don't know. Like it's funny because the Democrats, I think they should run Bernie. I think they need to run Bernie Sanders because like I still think like all this talk about Bernie Sanders, he can't win, he has no chance. Only Republicans say that. No one else says it. It's always the most far right Republicans that believe Bernie Sanders has no chance. I think Bernie Sanders has the best answers uh, to most of our problems, but we end up with all these crappy politicians, and people keep saying, "Oh, Bernie's no good." I'm like, well, have fun with Trump or Kamala, because this is the position that we got put in. Um, turned off the power to this fucking. Um. So yeah, that it's we're in trouble, man. Like I'm really concerned that like Kamala and Biden are so bad at running the country. Fuck the details. And I'm scared if we get another 4 years of these assholes, there's not going to be much left of the country. Like economically, the price is going up and up and up and up. Like if we have 4 more years of price hikes on fucking everything, like it's crazy the cost of things. And I don't know how Democrats can go to the store, spend 100 items on $100 on 5 items or whatever it is, spend all their money on not a lot of stuff, and they continue to say, I'm going to vote Democrat. Like, what the fuck? Like, I don't get it. I don't get it. Like these Democrats, they don't do anything. The politicians, they at least Trump has plans. Whether his plans are going to work is yet to be seen, but he has a plan. You talk to Kamala about any of the issues facing our country, and she doesn't have a plan. She just says, "Oh, we'll fix it," and it's like, well, that's not a detailed plan. That doesn't make me feel good. It doesn't make me feel like you are telling the truth. And if you're the one that got us in this trouble in the first place, why would I trust you? So it's crazy. These Democrats are just, they gotta go. They gotta go. Um. So the PS5 Pro, the price got announced, $700, or wait, is it $699 or $799? PS5 Pro cost. Now I'm into all these clickbait articles. So in the United States, it's going to be 700, and then it's going to be $80 extra for that for a disk drive because it won't be coming with a disk drive. So last time with the PS4 Pro, even though a lot of people thought that the PS4 Pro was not much of a bump, at least they lowered the price of the base console so that they could have a price for the Pro console that was more than the base console without it raping people's wallets. But now they're not lowering the price of the base console, and they're just making the Pro console basically $300 more expensive if you want to drive. And like just last week or so, no, few weeks ago, I got Star Wars Outlaws and I ordered it online and I saved myself like $25. And fucking I wouldn't have that option. Like I wouldn't be getting the game at all because I'm not going to spend $70 on this on many games, right? So think of all the times you have opportunities to save money. But if you have a PS4, PS5 Pro with no disc drive, you can't do that. So it's why not include it? And then the stand is also going to be sold separately. Like, why would you not include the drive? Like, is Sony that broke that they can't put the drive in the console? Like, I know that digital is popular now, but it's not. You can still buy a lot of games on disc. Like, this is crazy. Like, I don't understand. Um, the fact that they're trying, if they wanted to be like, there's a PS4 Pro with and a PS4 Pro without, okay. But the fact that the upgraded console does not have a drive makes no sense. The upgraded console should have everything and more. And honestly, with how bad the PS4 Pro was, like how little of an upgrade, who's to say this is not also going to be a tiny little upgrade, right? Like, who's to say this is going to be $300 to get 10 extra frames per second? I don't know. We'll see what happens when the console comes out. And on top of it all, um, Microsoft is no competition. Like, think of all the people that are going to go, well, the PS4 Pro, 5 Pro is $800 and the Xbox is $500. Why they're first going to go, I'll get the Xbox, but then they're going to realize there ain't no games on the Xbox. So they're stuck between a rock and a hard place. Microsoft is offering no competition for these fucking console, this PS5 Pro. I have an Xbox. I I love the PS2, but towards the end of that console's lifetime, I was not buying anything on that console. I was buying everything I could on the OG Xbox because the PS2 was so dated. Now, PS2 had a lot of exclusive games uh, that Xbox didn't have, but anytime I could get a game on Xbox that was, multi-platform or whatever, I'd get it there because just the controller was better, the graphics were better. Um, Everything on PS2 just looked like garbage at a certain point. I got a PS3 like halfway through the console cycle when they were affordable. Um, yeah, because they did that $600 thing, and that scared everybody off. And Xbox totally destroyed PlayStation right up until the very end of that console race. And then the PS4 came out, and Xbox hired the same guy. I think it was Phil Harrison, the same guy that sunk Sony during the PS3. Microsoft hired them, and then they made all the same mistakes Sony did. They made the console more money than the PlayStation, and they didn't get any fucking games that anyone cared about. Um, and people bought the PlayStation, and Xbox fell behind. Uh, Xbox went and did it again. No, I'm losing track of my. Yeah, they basically did it twice with the Xbox Series X, the Series consoles, by not having games. Um, so I wonder how many people are still gonna not want an Xbox, or how many people are gonna look at the Xbox, look at the price tag, and still go, "There's no games on here for me," because there's just a ton of games that should be multi-platform and they're not because Microsoft apparently is not good at securing games. I don't know why they suck so bad. I don't know. I don't know. But I think they need to fire Phil Harrison. Excuse me. I think they need to fire the head of Xbox. I forget his name. Um, Phil Spencer. Phil Spencer, I think was his name. Um, he needs to go because he's done a lot for Xbox, but he's not. The games just are not coming to Xbox, and all the acquisitions they've had, all the companies they've bought out, all the new games that people, all the, like, Starfield was a dud. And I think they really hoped Starfield was going to carry the console like Fallout 3 might or something like that. Um, Fallout 76 is also not great, and like all they got right now is Call of Duty, but you can play Call of Duty everywhere. It's just that it's on Game Pass, and it's just not enough. The Game Pass is not enough, and the games in general are not enough. Like, what was the last Xbox game that really like kicked ass? Forza, maybe? I think it was Forza. That was the last Xbox game that was truly good. Um, that game that people latched onto. Ah, I really don't know what the hell. Like, I don't know how to evangelize the Xbox to people. I don't know how to tell people, um, you should get the Xbox because what are you gonna play on it? Halo, Gears. No one cares about Halo or Gears anymore. Like, it's everyone's going back and forth on why Halo is no good. I think it's just because Halo has had the same fucking enemies, the same everything for too long, and they haven't innovated on the franchise, and it's gotten dull. Like, they introduced new enemies that nobody liked, and then they went right back to the Covenant, which I don't think was a good idea either. It's just not. No one, and I don't know. Every time I hear about Halo Infinite, people are upset. And no one cares about Gears 6. That's not going to sell consoles. And Gears, as popular as it was, it didn't sell nearly as well as, like, the big dogs do these days. Like, not even close. So, I don't know. Like, what does Microsoft have? Like, what? Why own an Xbox? I don't know. And people, I saw people on this stupid Xbox group I'm in, and they're like, "Oh, people are blaming Microsoft for Sony's price hike. Isn't that cute?" And I think these people are stupid because a lack of competition is what allows Sony to set their prices where they do. Because what are you gonna do? Buy a fucking Xbox? Who wants an Xbox? That's what Sony's thinking. That's what I'm thinking. I don't want an $800 PS3, PS5, excuse me. Um, I just want Xbox to get more games. So I'm not happy with my Xbox, and I'm not buying a PlayStation 5. I mean, if you're throwing $800 at the problem, you definitely should get a PC. Like, I know that these PC guys can be annoying, but like when they say buy a PC, when I'm talking about a $500 console, they're being foolish. But if you're talking about buying a PC when you're looking at a $700, $800 console, that's you can get a lot done with $800. It may not be 4K all the time, but like that's not, man. I'm not for what you can do with a PC compared to a console. Like I'd spend that $800 on a PC. So man, it's just bad with video games. And then Microsoft laid off like over 600 employees, so that also looks bad. Like, video games are looking bad right now. Like, we really need a third console to come along. Like, Steam needs to come along and make a video game console. Like, 110%. Because they could come along and just wipe the floor with these ass clowns. Because nobody wants either console now. If you want a high-end console, forget it. So, it's that's too much money. Reminds me of the PS3, kinda. I mean, it's a little bit different, but that's way too much money. Um, I continue to play Population 1. I actually got Contractors this week. Contractors, whatever the sequel to Contractors was. And man, I don't know if I like it because it's like 10 minutes waiting around between games. Like, it's really hard to deal with the wait. Um, I need to try it some more, but I wasn't totally into it. Um, I just want some more battle royale games, you know. Um, ugh, Pope tells U.S. Catholics to choose lesser evil in coming election. No, he's gonna be a fucking left winger about it. See, this is the problem: is all these idiots are up there on their fucking podium, going, "Don't vote for Trump. He's bad." But goddamn, these people don't have to spend money. I mean, they have more money than God. All these stupid celebrities, and like, all I know is nothing's affordable. That's what matters to me most of all. Uh, period. You could call Trump a criminal all you want. I need prices. Everybody needs prices to come down. And the Democrats have demonstrated that they're horrible at economics. Um, and all these celebrities keep talking. If you have more money than you know what to do with, you don't have any right to talk about politics. You don't have any right to encourage other people to vote for somebody else because it's like, what say in the matter do you have? And it's just, and like Ben Stiller was like, oh, I'm just happy for change, you know. And he was talking like Kamala had not been in office for 3.5 years already or more. You know, it's just, look, I don't like I said 100 times, I don't like Trump. I don't like that he's the better option, but I also don't like that the Democrats have done such a bad job that now people want to vote for Trump. Like, they got to own that. Um, God damn, these options are so terrible. These fucking retarded politicians. Like, I'm gonna keep saying it. We should have had Bernie. We would have not been here if we had gotten Bernie. He he stood the best chance to beat Trump the first time. No one wanted it. All the rich assholes that were running the show knew that their game was going to end. So they made up all this bullshit about Bernie Sanders, you know, and because they knew if Bernie got elected, he'd kick a bunch of people out of the White House, and like Trump said, he would probably drain the swamp. He's the only politician that's up there going, look at how these people are ripping you off. Well, he was back then, and he was the only one that could do it with facts. Like Bernie, you can't beat Bernie on the facts. Like, and his stances have never changed. You can all these politicians, they flip flop just to keep up with the times. Um, you can go back 40 years. Bernie's opinions have not changed on fucking anything, and many of the things he said 40 years ago, we ended up following. But people keep saying, "Oh, Bernie sucks. Bernie can't win." It's just Republicans talking out their ass, and any Democrat that says that they have their self to blame for Trump. Um, so I don't know. I don't like these options. I'm a moderate man. Like, I want to be able to carry a gun to defend myself if someone tries to kill me. But I don't like people in the deep south shooting people for stepping on their front lawn when they get a little bit lost. That's crazy. Everything's far left, far right. Like, can I just smoke weed, carry a gun, and have a little bit of freedom and have the dangerous people get thrown in prison? Can we do that? I'm just looking at news stories. It's like all politics right now because the political cycle. No, I'm not reading CNN. 11 displaced. 11 displaced after lithium batteries caused two separate fires. Oof. Probably these fucking electric cars. Portland and Multnomah County will have another new plan to team up with the homelessness. Oh, Jesus Christ. Like, I feel bad for the homeless. It really depresses me. But, like, some of these homeless people are fucking dangerous, and they're on hard drugs, and they're not good people, and they're not members of the... They're not contributing members of society. I think that we've created the homeless problem by making everything completely unaffordable and decriminalizing all the drugs. Then we re-legalize them when they realize they made a mistake. Um, the war on drugs didn't work. Like let's keep it real. But just letting everybody do whatever they want. Molly, Molly, stop it! Shut up! Hey, no, shush. Dog won't stop barking. But you can't just let people do whatever they want all the time and have a lawless world of criminals running all over the place. Molly, come here. Molly, come here. Give it a rest. Man, it was such a zoo out there in the city today. Like I haven't been on the bus in Southeast Portland in a long time. It is so bad out there now. Like, oh my God. Like, well, anyway, guys, I think that this is a rush job of a podcast. I'm sorry it's so short. I did not prepare at all. I might do another podcast sooner than I typically do, but I really don't have a lot of news stories to talk about. And whatever the hell. Oh, Linkin Park got a new vocalist. We got to talk about this. So, I was a big fan of that Hybrid Theory album in high school, and then they went hip hop after that, and I thought that was okay, but I didn't buy any album after it. Um, but like this new vocalist they got, and I don't have a problem with female vocalists. There's a handful of bands, rock bands I really like that have female vocalists. So, um, but I think the liberals are getting. So I heard someone on Giant Bombs, retarded video game uh, review house, whatever you want to call it. But I used to be a big fan, but now they're a bunch of stupid far lefters. They fired all the normal people, but um, they were like, oh, one of my friends said I'm not going to listen to them because they hired a woman, and I don't think that's what it is at all. She's a terrible vocalist. She's bad at singing. So is the new guy they hired, and the music they're writing is bad too. It's all bad across the board. She sucks at singing. They could have found anybody else, and yeah, the Giant Bomb was also like getting all political. I guess she votes for people that they don't like. It's like, I think I'm totally done listening to Giant Bomb. They have gotten so retarded. Um, but where was I going? Yeah, it's terrible. I heard that new single they made. It's so bad. Um, it's like if this was like some broke indie band trying to figure something out, then I wouldn't be so hard on them. But Linkin Park, they should be able to make anything happen. Like I don't understand why they fucked it up so bad. So I predict that Linkin Park is going to go away. either they're going to continue to make music or they're going to completely fail altogether. They could be too big to fail because there might be stupid people that are like, Linkin Park, I like them because popular thing. Just like people listening to Metallica's new music, thinking it's new music when it's absolutely shit. So that last Metallica album was fucking terrible. Oh my God, it was as bad as Saint Anger. I don't know why anyone still listens to them. Those first three albums though, something else in the 80s. But that I was not down with that Linkin Park album. I think people are being liberals about it, being fucking a bunch of pussies. Like, people are sexist. Like, no, she's just awful. You know, just like people do the same thing with Biden when he say he's a bad president. They bring up all this bullshit, and it's like, could someone just be bad at their job without people getting so full of shit and lying for them? Like, I don't know. Anyway, guys, I think that's all I got today. Unless I breaking news today. Yeah, it's all CNN. Fucking idiots. Great. Multnomah County commissioners approve inverted Y design for Burnside Bridge upgrade. Nothing they do here in Oregon is an upgrade. It's always a downgrade. Every single road they've done construction on in the past 5 years, the traffic has gotten worse because they've taken away a lane, put in a bike lane for the bicycles that don't exist here. Like, we really don't have a lot of bicycles in Portland. I mean, we do, but only in pockets. Like, there's a lot in certain areas, but most of the city, very few bicycles. Because it rains here 9 months of the year. Everyone knows that. So, yeah, it's every bit of construction they've done here to try to improve things has only made it worse, and they don't know what they're doing. They're incompetent, and the road crews are incompetent. Um, like, it's just terrible. And TriMet is a bunch of retards, and I hate this city and everyone running it. Anyway, thanks for watching, everyone. Sorry the show was so short. I've been crazy busy, and On Patrol Live is going to be on in half an hour. So if you don't watch by the way, I watch On Patrol Live every week if I can. Not every week, most of the time. I really like the show. It is a live cop show. It's like Cops, but it's live, and it's the rebirth of On Patrol Live. Um, excuse me, it's the rebirth of Live PD, and these cops are, some of them are punks, but I think some of the others know they have to be cool or the show will get canceled. Because the reason why all those cop shows went away was because people were mad as hell at the cops for better or for worse. Whether you agree with the social discourse, political discourse going around back then, that's a different story. But those cop shows went away because people were mad at the police. And now that they're back, they're trying to be cool. Now, some of these cops are punks. I think the California cops on Patrol Live are a bunch of douchebags. It's funny how everybody hates the California cops. It's even people I've met who are not anti-police don't seem to like California or New York police officers. So, anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Have a good day. Watch On Patrol Live Fridays and Saturdays on. Well, one more thing. One more thing. If you don't have the Reels channel and you want to get it for cheap, get Philo, and then it's like $25 for Philo, or 20. It's like less than 30 for Philo, and then $3 more for Reels. So that's cheap cable package. I pay for it. I only watch On Patrol Live. I don't care about anything else on cable. So I pay for it to watch one show. So there you go. Anyway, thanks for watching.